Universal Studios has officially announced that a new Harry Potter theme park will open in Florida in 2025. The park, called Epic Universe, is currently under construction in Orlando and will span a massive 750 acres, roughly the same size as Universal's existing Florida parks combined.
Epic Universe is built on an amazing concept. The idea that you can go into a world through some kind of a portal and you come out in a world you never could dream of, I think it's going to just feed the imagination of so many people of all ages.
Epic Universe will consist of 5 main sections, including Celestial Park, which will serve as a central hub. From there, visitors will be able to access 4 other lands, each with a different theme. These are the Dark Universe, featuring Universal's classic monsters like Frankenstein and the Mummy, How to Train Your Dragon, based on the popular animated franchise, Super Nintendo World, showcasing Nintendo characters like Mario and Donkey Kong, and the most anticipated land for Harry Potter fans, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic. This land, which has been the subject of much speculation, will transport guests to both 1920s Wizarding Paris and the British Ministry of Magic.
When the fans told us to give us more of what we did really well, our thinking became, could we create another chapter of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter?
What will the park feature? This is the official description from Universal about the land. From 1920s Paris to the British Ministry in the 1990s, explore international wizarding communities and the magic that connects them in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic. This description matches the rumours that have been circulating for a while, which is that Universal's plan is to create a park based on Wizard Paris from Fantastic Beasts, also known as Place Cachée. Place Cachée is a secret wizard neighbourhood based within Paris and was featured in the second Fantastic Beasts film.
Place Cachée is a square in Paris. It has 2 separate characters, really. It is what it appears to be at first glance, just another part of Paris, a regular part. But it's also transformed into the magical world.
The Place Cachée is the square, and as anyone who knows French will know, the name means hidden square. You walk through a statue and bang, you're into magical Paris.
It's essentially the equivalent of Diagon Alley for France. The theme park will feature new shops, dining areas and a theatre. There is also rumoured to be exclusive new merchandise, such as new, more interactive wands that will be sold in a unique Toblerone-shaped wand box. However, the most exciting part of the park is probably the ride. The new ride is going to be based on the British Ministry of Magic. Visitors will enter a large indoor space where they are transported to London via the Flu network. They will then find themselves within the hallway leading up to the Ministry of Magic atrium. Guests will then board the ride vehicle, which will be a Ministry of Magic elevator, capable of moving up and down and side to side through the track of the ride. Harry Potter characters such as Dolores Umbridge, played by Imelda Staunton, could feature in new filmed sections during the ride.
The ride inside of that world, I can't tell you because it has to be a surprise.
The name of the land is intriguing, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic. It features the Ministry of Magic but not Fantastic Beasts, even though most of the land is based on a Fantastic Beasts location. The Ministry of Magic is only the ride in this section. All the shops, restaurants and theatre will be based on Fantastic Beasts, whereas the Ministry of Magic is essentially just a ride queue. The problem is that Fantastic Beasts failed to live up to the original Harry Potter franchise. Universal Studios likely hoped that Fantastic Beasts would become a bigger and more popular franchise, and thus a successful theme park. But the franchise's box office and critical reception declined with each film. The planned 5-film series was cancelled after the reception to the 3rd film. This cancellation probably made Universal doubt the Fantastic Beasts theme of the park and pivot to name the park after the Ministry of Magic instead, a key element of the Harry Potter franchise, instead of Fantastic Beasts. Another sign of this shift away from Fantastic Beasts is a rumoured second ride that was never built. The ride was set to be located in the French Ministry of Magic area, which is still part of the expansion. The exterior of the building would have matched the movie's design, but the inside would have been a different story. The ride would have been a massive VR attraction, where you would soar through the skies of Paris on a magical broomstick. 144 people would have been able to experience this ride simultaneously, making it the largest VR ride in the world. The ride would have started with a pre-show, where guests would have been divided into groups of 24, and then further split into groups of 6. Each group of 6 would have been assigned a broomstick pod, where they would have mounted their brooms and put on their VR headsets. The ride itself would have been a thrilling adventure through the streets and landmarks of Paris, following the plot of the second Fantastic Beasts movie. The ride would have incorporated stunning visuals, realistic motion, and interactive elements, such as casting spells. However, because it was cancelled by Universal, it will never see the light of day. We don't know whether it was the connection to Fantastic Beasts that meant it was cancelled, or perhaps it was another problem with the ride. But the space the ride would have used can now be used for future expansion, which is an exciting prospect. The new Harry Potter theme park, coming to Florida in 2025, is an exciting proposition for fans of the wizarding world, although time will tell whether Universal may have slightly misjudged the appeal of a Fantastic Beasts location. It does sound like they've slightly course-corrected, and the land will feature more familiar experiences from the mainline Harry Potter series. The new Ministry of Magic ride particularly sounds thrilling and could be a big enough draw for fans like myself to pay a visit. The long-term success will really depend on whether the ride lives up to expectations though, and delivers a unique experience people will want to revisit. Ultimately, the success of the new theme park will depend on how well Universal Studios can balance the expectations of the fans, the quality of the attractions, and the long-term repeatability of the venture.